The Dearborn Independent, July 16, 1921, number 38. Mr. Ford's page. The soldier's bonus may help him out temporarily, but will not establish him for life, nor even give him a good start. In one state, it is planned to give the soldier $150 to $300, but bonds must be issued which will pay the moneylenders 180% of what the soldier gets. If the interest were paid the soldiers, they would get almost twice as much as they will get now. The bonus system is politics and debt. It doesn't discharge our debt to the soldier, and it is a very inadequate expression of our gratitude. What the soldier asks is a chance to snap his fingers at bonuses. He wants a chance to get back where he was. Who is helping him do that? The word bonus is frequently heard these days in connection with the men who fought for our country in the Great War. And wherever it is heard, there will be found two opinions upon it. Perhaps everybody, those who are for it and those who are against it, feels that at best it is a makeshift, that the granting of a bonus will not do much for the soldier after all, and that it will constitute no permanent good for him. The principal element is the spiritual. To refuse the bonus is felt to be ingratitude, and this is to be avoided as an evil spirit. But at the same time, no one will be found to say that, to grant the bonus, a mere $10 or $15 for every month of service is an adequate show of gratitude. It doesn't discharge the debt. Heaven help us if we measure our gratitude to our soldiers by the amount of any bonus. So there are the 2 points. The bonus pays nothing. It is a small and temporary aid to men who may be in need of ready money by reason of unemployment, but who would prefer a return of their rightful work in the world to anything else we could do for them. The American soldier, the boy who left shop and store and office and school, taking a year or two out of his life to settle the military question overseas, should not be placed in a false light in all this discussion. He is not asking for charity. He would not take charity. He should not be used in argument or plea as if he were asking or expecting charity. But he has a right to expect that after having done what we asked him to do, we shall give him the opportunity to regain the place he left, and shall leave nothing wanting in our effort to restore him to the same degree of competence which he had before. That is one of the really black blots on our whole war organization. We had a splendid organization for the handling of copper, for example. We had many men ready to leap in and offer their services where it was a matter of rounding up war supplies. Our war government, with its price fixers and its general manipulators of understandings here and there, was certainly an amazing institution. But when it came to cleaning up the ruck and riot of war, there wasn't one to help. They had all resigned. There is no profit in teaching a blind soldier a trade. There is no profit in helping to salvage the human wreckage of the war. There is no profit in taking the armless and the legless and the shell-shocked and helping to restore them again. And so our famous war government is not on the job. It is out looking for other worlds to conquer. And about the only thing we hear is complaints about the mistakes and lacks of the restorative program and urges for the bonus. The soldier has a right to complain, although to his credit it be said that he is not complaining for himself so much as for his wounded buddy who isn't getting the chance he ought to have. And he also has a right to reflect that the so-called bonus is a mighty little thing after all. In one state where it is proposed to pay the soldiers a bonus, no soldier will receive more than $300, yet the state will expend about $30 million in paying the amounts, and an additional $54 million for interest on the bonds which it had to issue in order to raise the bonus money. There is the matter of $150 to $300 for the soldier, and a matter of $54 million for the moneylenders. Indeed, whatever bonus the soldier gets, he will pay for over and over again in his taxes. Now, if the people of that state should go down into their pockets and by a self-imposed assessment of about $10 a head, raise a fund to present to their soldiers as a special gift to tide them over a tough time, there would be something tremendously human and moving about that. But the trouble is that bonuses have not even that much sentiment. They are first politics, then they are debts. And the only people who really benefit are the moneylenders. They get their bonus regularly for 30 years afterward. If a bonus, no matter how small it was, came as a wreath of victory, if it were really the conscious act of the people in showing their appreciation, that would be quite another thing. But all it amounts to nowadays is the sale of interest-bearing bonds. If a state really wants to do something for the soldiers, why does it not give them the interest? If the state would arrange to give the soldiers the interest on the projected bonus loans, the soldiers would get nearly twice as much, and the state would save the entire principal. To give its soldiers $30 million, the state in question is going to give the moneylenders $54 million, a total of $84 million in all to finance the giving away of $30 million. If the state would give its soldiers the interest, $54 million, it would save the principal, or $30 million, and the soldiers would get nearly twice as much. If a state can pay interest to the banks, it can pay interest to the men it ought to help. Now the soldier himself does not regard our system as a very good one when it works out that way. He is not impressed with the wisdom of a system that mortgages a state for 30 years in a great sum and still doesn't do much for the soldier. If the bonus really set the soldier up for life, if it established him in his place as a professional man, commercial man, mechanic, or farmer, if the bonus settled anything at all, it might be worth any state's effort to do it. But what does a scrawny $150 to $300 do for a man? It is totally inadequate as a testimonial of the state's gratitude. It is totally inadequate to the establishment of the soldier in his place in the world. When you give a soldier $300 and a banker $540 interest for the privilege, it would seem much wiser as well as much kinder to give the soldier the $540 interest and save the $300, thus costing the state only $240 when measured by the other plan. And if the state wanted to go as far as it goes under the bond plan, let the soldier have the $300 and the $540 too, $840, and let the state pay both interest and principal to herself. The best bonus that can be given the soldier is a place to work where he can snap his finger at bonuses, and a state to live in where the money lenders have not the deciding voice about everything. Money is the least valuable of all the commodities, yet it brings the highest price. And though we have the manufacture of it in our own hands as a nation, yet it is the scarcest of all the things we make. The controllers of money were able to smooth the way for the soldier when they wanted him to fight. They seem strangely helpless to smooth the way for him now that he only wants to work. There is doubtless a duty and a debt to those who, in response to our call, suffered loss, of whatever kind the loss may be. Certainly there is an element of fairness in the consideration that the man who stayed home and had a year or two advantage over the man who went should not thus put the soldier at a disadvantage. The breaks of war were many. They must be repaired where possible. Many of the breaks can never be repaired. But can it be done in this slipshod, half-hearted borrowing which profits nobody but the lender? If a state desires to give its soldiers $30 million, let it tax its people for that amount, instead of taxing its people for $84 million in order to expend $30 million. The soldier himself would be of that opinion.